What do you guys want to talk about?
Welcome to the A-Train Show. And now here's your host, the A-Train, Arlington Lane.
Welcome to this edition of the A-Train Show, the A-Train Arlington Lane. Grateful to have you guys aboard. It is, as always, it's Fun Fan Friday. And we definitely got a lot to talk about in just this hour alone. We definitely want to get into it. It's so much, so much to discuss in just a short amount of time. I wanted to make sure I get everything in as I can, and I don't think I was able to do what I needed to do today. For I had some other stuff I needed to put out, and I didn't do that. I want to make sure, folks, if you are tuned in, make sure you're catching us on Twitter. You can catch us on, we're there now, on Fuel Sports and that. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, you can go online right now to fuelsportsnetwork.com. That's where we are. And let me see if I can find it here. Did somebody remove it? I'm looking for my stuff and I can't find it, but it's okay. I think we're good here. Yeah, there it is, fuelsportsnetwork.com. All right. So, of course, today, all across the world, there it is. All across the world today is the Olympiad. You've heard of that before, right? And so, yep, it is that time. Once again, today kicks off the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. There you go. That's for you guys. Dirk did do it. Yeah. It's interestingly enough. See, there we are. As you can see, we live. You can check us out on YouTube right now. I want to give a personal shout out to my cousin Darren Parker. Today is his birthday in Kansas City right now. And you want some good fried chicken. You want some really good fried chicken, man. Make sure you stop over at Wings and Things at 5800 Trooster Avenue. Damn good spot. And he's doing it up with his food truck as well. So make sure that you go online to I Am Wings and Things. He gives you insight of where they're going to be whenever you can find them. And sir, you owe me an interview. I'm trying to get you on here and you sitting here playing. So get your butt up here, get your butt on here now, so that way we can get you going. Can't wait for breakdance. I don't know what that even means. CC on Tram USA. What does that mean? What does that even mean right now? But the Olympics are a hotbed right now, and looking forward to seeing some of the sports there. But I know in USA right now, they're not doing so hot in certain sports, whether it's soccer or rugby. They're getting their butts handed to them by other countries. Speaking in Australia, and then the host country itself, France, they're getting a beat down. So definitely, interestingly enough, want to see how far that goes for them. As we speak about it here today on the A-Train Show a little bit. I'm looking forward to the ceremony. I may not be able to see it per se. I'll be at work when it goes down. I know it sucks, whatever, but but I'm going to try and check out at least the opening ceremony, especially when they have all the countries bring out their flags and stuff. Breakdancing, they're doing breakdancing at the Olympics. Listen, find something that's constructive. If it's constructive, and hopefully nobody breaks bones and whatnot. And now that it's becoming a major event at the Olympics, is just more and more intriguing as it is by itself. So it is what it is. Breakdancing. What event are you looking forward to seeing in this Olympiad from Paris? Gymnastics is something I'm looking forward to seeing. Of course, track and field, the basketball teams being put out. You know what? We're going to get into that in a little bit, probably near the end of the program. I heard about that. The Battlehawks kicker, Andre Schmidt, heading to Detroit for a workout. I also heard about Jake Bates doing well in his camp. We'll discuss that a little bit further in the show. But right now, the Olympics is where we're at. Paris, baby. And I guess my thing is I'm very interested in where we're headed for in this Olympiad, man. And of course, want to see what the performance of Sha'Carri Richardson is going to be like. Last time it was all about her talking, and she didn't back it up. Now this time she's been quiet, and now she's starting to back it up. She's letting her legs do the talking and not her mouth. And so that's not to sit there and say she just needs to shut up and just run. Okay, it may came off like that. But here's the thing, she's more focused than she was previously. And really interested in seeing how well that captivates when it gets to her to do her stuff on the track. And medals is where we're looking at with her. Anything over silver at this point. I know she wants the gold. Everybody wants the gold. So, and hopefully she does that, and she does it in a major way that it leads to potential record breaking. That's what I would love to see. Of course, the basketball teams is going to be key here, because a lot of people want to see how well USA competes against most of the players that playing in the NBA, and they're playing for their respective countries. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they play against France, and Victor Wembanyama is trying to capture get the goal in this case for the host country, France. Looking forward to that, those matchups as well, especially when they get into group play. There's a lot of events. Swimming, I have been a fan of that. Want to see how well our American team does when it comes to that setup. And definitely like the butterfly stroke, I've always been a fan of. So I have to see that when I can. I know a lot of the events will be late into the night, which could be a good thing for me. Also could be a bad thing, because I would definitely lose sleep over it. But who needs sleep these days, right? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this this Olympics in 2024. We got 2 weeks of it. Hey, but also stay tuned. We're supposedly having some things going on here at Fuel Sports Network where you can get recaps on things of the Olympics, and you can check one in the morning and you can check one in the evening for them. So always stay tuned right here to fuelsportsnetwork.com. You can always find us on Fuel Sports Network on X. And of course, you can go to our Facebook and our YouTube channels for sure. Okay. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come right back, I want to talk about, in my case here on Fan Friday, the top news of this week. And it's sports media related. And I'm looking forward to, I wanted to hear from you guys. You're always welcome to jump in on the conversation. And one person, Charles Barkley, is very frustrated with how some of these things are about to pan out. So we're going to take a quick break. NBC. All right. So stay close. We got the A Train Show right here on Fuel Sports Network.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
We're back on this edition of the A Train Show, the A Train Arlington Lane. It's our Fun Olympic NBA on NBC UFL Friday. I know that's a mouthful, but guess what? Only the A Train can do that. He can say it just like that and make it sound very simple. All right. Thanks to our sponsors over at Just Meat Jerky, Royal Retros, W Energy Powder, McDougal Bats, and of course, True Victory Apparel. Thank you so much for what you've done with Fuel Sports Network. So back onto the case at hand. I said I wanted to touch a bit about it a little bit. I wanted to touch base on that a little bit. You heard the theme song there from John Tesh's Round Ball Rock. John, listen, we just wanted to get it brief. I don't want to play the whole song, but listen, don't come after me, man. Just listen. I ain't got nothing. But I just want to let you know I am looking forward to this, and I want to play that a lot as we get closer and closer and closer to 2025, folks. Because yes, it's coming back, baby. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. The NBA on NBC, it's making its triumphant return. I have been looking forward to this day for quite some time. And yeah, some people are not happy with that situation at hand. And I want to kind of discuss it a little bit, as we discussing here on the A Train Show right now on Fuel Sports Network. One person that's been very vocal about it has been one Charles Barkley. And not too long ago, about an hour or so ago, he released a statement on that situation. Here it is. It says clearly the NBA has wanted to break up with us from the beginning. I'm not sure TNT ever had a chance. TNT matched the money, but the league knows Amazon and these tech companies are the only ones willing to pay for the rights when they double in the future. The NBA didn't want to piss them off. It's a sad day when owners and commissioners choose money over the fans. It just sucks. I just want to thank everyone who has been at Turner for the last 24 years. They're the best people and the most talented, and they deserve better. I also want to thank the NBA and its fans, the best fans in sports. We're going to give you everything we have next season. That's from the one and only Charles Barkley. Barkley was pissed. and honestly, he has every right to be upset about it because he's been a part of that since retirement. And Warner Brothers Discovery sat on their hands with this whole situation. They sat on it. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that what they did was justified. You can't sit here and tell me that TNT, Turner, or WBD in this case, did the right thing. Yeah, you matched the money, but you sat on your hands. You felt like that you didn't think that it was going to be that the end wasn't near. And then you sat around, it was rumored, it was saying that you did not really need the NBA. Like, you were fine with the properties that you already have. You were fine with college basketball. You were fine with wrestling, professional wrestling, right? And you were fine with Major League Baseball. And so you really didn't care if it went away. And now you, at a last ditch effort, saying, okay, we'll match the money with Amazon so we can be on the B side. After that, the NBA had already said, we're moving on. So as much as Charles Barkley wants to sit back and say this was the NBA's doing, this was, he was going, and I think that's the wishy-washy stuff with Charles Barkley. Because some of it, what he was saying was true, but there was also other truth about WBD sitting on their hands. And so now it's done. It's over. And you got one more year left of inside the NBA. And there I got people that saying good riddance to Charles Barkley. Ain't that funny, CM Punk? Good grief. But man, and the leadership at Warner Brothers Discovery acting like this is your fault. This is all your fault. You put this together, and now you're sitting looking like this. You're mad at the world, and this is not what you're supposed to be doing. I hope they don't be too mad at me for what I just pulled up at that statement. I heard about that. Yeah, I wonder if they're sitting on their hands with AEW myself. And that's the big thing here. Warner Brothers Discovery is playing around with people. And you think March Madness and Major League Baseball is going to save? It's going to get worse. You're about to lose probably your biggest product that you had in 35 years. Longer than that. I think it's been longer than that with Turner Sports. They were doing this back in the late 80s, when they had coverage. Shout out, resting is he still I'm hoping he's still alive. I don't want to sit there and just do him like that. I think Bob Neal passed. He did. No, he's still alive. But him, Bob Neal, and Hubie Brown, they used to do their thing. I used to love when they were together and they did broad telecast together on Turner Sports. Man, they was great. Mike Fratello, of course, Marv Albert, who was there for a while, and This thing going back to the NBA on NBC. That's what we was used to. That was my childhood, and I get to see my childhood come back again in a form of sense. So yeah, said those guys will all go to ESPN. Yeah, I'm hearing the rumor that they're doing a new NBA studio show, and they're pretty much revamping what was uh what they did with Countdown previously. Like it just hasn't worked out. Like they were getting killed. They're getting killed by TNT and how they were doing their studio shows. Man, there was no contest, and it's going to be curious to me to see how Comcast and NBC tried to match what Turner was able to do, and it's going to be interesting to see what the team they put together for this, because Shaq is now at ABC. He has a new game show that was last night. If you haven't caught it, Lucky 13 with Gina Rodriguez, right? So that could be a possibility right there. I don't think Ernie Johnson is not leaving. This is all my speculation, my opinion with this is not fact. So I don't want y'all going back and saying, well, A Train said that this is what it's going to be. No, I really truly believe that Ernie Johnson is a Turner Sports lifer. He's not going anywhere. He does the postseason with baseball. He does Major League Baseball and stuff. And of course, he does March Madness. He's not going anywhere unless the money is truly, truly right for him to leave. And he lives in Atlanta, so a lot of the stuff that they're doing is Atlanta. The biggest group right now that's sitting that's in a true bind is NBA TV. What does that mean for NBA TV? They are that's a Turner that's owned mostly by Turner Sports. Does that mean the NBA should I think the NBA should get a hold of NBA TV now. A lot of their programming was done through Atlanta. So what does that mean for them? I hate to hear that the production crews on those sides now are going to be greatly affected after this season is over. What does that mean for NBA TV? I saw that on Twitter by Andrew Marchant of SI.com. It said it's to be determined at this point, and that clearly sucks because I was a fan of NBA TV. I like them too. That I had like the documentaries that they were doing. I was liking their studio shows when they're bringing in all these different athletes, Sam Mitchell, Isaiah Thomas, coming in and giving their insights. Candace Parker. What does that mean for them now? And when Mike Tackett was saying these guys will all go to ESPN, not all of them, not all of them. I could, if Kenny likes what he's doing at CBS and Turner, he'll stay. I think he likes doing college basketball, because you got to understand that college basketball is in play now, and for the broadcasters themselves, I don't think they're leaving. Brian Anderson likes where he's at. I'm talking about the main broadcasters here. Um, Brian Anderson looks like he's in a good place where he can do his baseball thing. Of course, he does college basketball for CBS and does the NFL. Kevin Harlan's not going anywhere because he does his work with Westwood for Monday Night Football. He does the Super Bowl. He's the NFL on CBS. And if Turner chooses to take the college basketball route, as in more games outside of just the tournament, you plug him right there. So I don't think the end, like a lot of these Turner guys, they're not leaving. I don't think they're leaving. One of my favorites is Spiro Ditas. And like I said, Spiro does an amazing job with the NFL. He's one of the underrated broadcasters in today's game right now. It's an underrated voice. I love his work, especially when he does the NFL on CBS, and especially when he does college basketball. He's looked at as a number 2, number 3 option of sorts. And it's like, yeah, I think we're going to get new voices in this case when they all go to NBC. And right now the rumor is the lead voice for the NBA on NBC is going to be Mike Tirico. So leave it as is. I'm not going to make a huge big thing about it, but I look at it right now as I'm just glad that that NBA on NBC is back. So I'm ready. I'm ready when it comes 2025. So of course your thoughts is always well, it's just me, Sabrina, and the fellas. If you don't know, Pastor's traveling right now, so he's headed to Detroit, and Kevin is on assignment today, so uh, it's just me. I can handle this, and I'm glad to see that we back on Twitter. So if you haven't checked out the show, you check us out on Twitter right now. We getting it in, and I appreciate all the fans that are tuning into this show right now. But I'm going to take a time out. I want to talk a little bit more about this coming back after this commercial break, and I want to hear from you. So if you want to chime in, you can. All right. Catch it right here on Fuel Sports Network. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
If you aren't perfect, if you've ever struggled, if you've ever failed, if you want to get better, be better, and make our world better, this is the perfect brand for you. True Victory. Founded by U.S. military veterans, True Victory is a sportswear and streetwear brand dedicated to building everyday champions on and off the field. We're a cause. Our purpose is to transform lives and elevate humanity through the power and unity of sports, positive stories, and serving others. We're dedicated to the game, the grind, and the globe. But most importantly, we're dedicated to you. That's what it means to be always true.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
Welcome back to this edition of the A Train Show, the A Train Arlington Lane. As always, thanks to our wonderful sponsors over at Just Meat Jerky, True Victory Apparel, W Energy Powder, McDougal Bats, and of course Royal Retros. Thank you so much, you guys. I've been touching a little bit on my favorite, one of the topics that is going around a little bit before the Olympics and the NFL season drops, is that we are looking at what's happening with the NBA's media landscape, especially with the WNBA. The WNBA are also going to they're all going to NBC in 2025, and yes, a lot of the ratings have gone through the roof this upcoming season. And I know a lot of people are putting it on one person, but I know it's been multiple people that have got the conversation going, that have had the ratings going. And yes, that one person has allowed their franchise to see record-breaking growth, but it's been a lot more than just that one person. And I'm grateful that it's receiving what they're getting. You know, I'm glad that they're getting all of this. But it's all it's a collective group here. Now what I'm looking forward to them to doing is now paying these girls what they should be paid. And they shouldn't have to look at going overseas. And again, I'm going to preach that hopefully it ain't just a fad for them, you know, because we got other players that's going to be coming into this mix in the next 3-4 years that they're good, if not better than the talent that you see on the floor right now. And it's just going to get a lot more crazier as these seasons continue to get better. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And having the WNBA on NBC is a wonderful thing. And that means, honestly, does that mean another network is going to be dropped? That means CBS finally is going to get dropped from the mix now. Does that mean we're going to start seeing games on USA? See, that's the things about this NBA media, NBA WNBA media rights deal that's very intriguing is where are they going to place these games? Yes, Peacock is already in the mix. Peacock is a given. And soon enough, I know ESPN is 1, 2 is NBC, and then 3rd is Amazon. I think is where we're at right now on the levels, because NBC is only getting the conference finals, so it was getting what TNT was getting at this case. But soon enough, they're gonna get that NBA finals back, and I want to see the finals back on where it belongs. And you can bring Mike Breen back on, because people forget Mike Breen was one of the first broadcasters with the WNBA in '97, and he did some NBA on NBC work in the late '90s, mid to late '90s. So yeah, it would not be a problem. You know, Mike Breen can still be the voice of the finals. My voice of the finals will always be Marv Albert, because that's what I was brought up with. That was my childhood. I loved hearing Marv Albert's voice when he did practically any sport. He could do any sport. That's what's crazy. I think I haven't really heard Breen do football, but Marv for years used to do Monday Night Football. Right after, I think it was Jack Buck. When Jack Buck stopped doing Monday Night Football, he focused more on the Cardinals, because he used to do baseball and football. He used to do hockey too. But that's the cool thing about broadcasters is that they can do multiple sports. And I would love and grateful to hear Mike Tirico. Listen, I know a lot of people are happy with Mike Tirico with some of the comments that he's made in the past. But my thing is having a black broadcaster like Mike Tirico take over in this type of realm. He's the voice of Sunday Night Football now that Al Michaels is now over at Amazon. And, you know, I'm cool with that as the voice. Like, I would love to hear more voices get into the mix. I know people's like, why don't you do it? You know, you could get into that. You know what? If you want to do that, then send some people my way. Okay, I have no problem doing it. You see, you miss Marv's band. Marv's really had it. Like I was, if I can go back down memory lane or so, um, the '97 finals, his last NBA finals that he did for NBC, before he got in trouble, and then he had to go to TNT years later. Him doing the jazz and telling the story. He used to do the narration. Him and Bob Costas, they were great with those narration before um, the post. During the postseason, even during the regular season games, he would tell a quick story, and it used to be super cool to hear that before the game, and you knew what time it was. You knew what time it was the minute that you heard the time it was. And that was, and probably Round Ball Rock, the NBA on NBC is probably one of the greatest sports themes ever made. I seriously believe that. If you disagree, this is your opportunity to jump in the conversation and say your piece. And I don't think anything really touches that. I've seen videos on TikTok and Instagram saying you can get your man to come to you the minute that you play this song. You probably can't because it's that iconic. It is that iconic of a song. And I've heard things in the past like the NBA on CBS, of course, college basketball on CBS, college basketball on ESPN. NFL on Fox is probably one of the best themes around. Is right up there, top 5 for sure. NFL on CBS is a really good theme song. Sunday Night Football is growing on me. Not Carrie Underwood singing. I ain't fans of singers doing theme songs. I just give me a good instrumental and I'm good. Carrie Underwood is a great singer. I just don't like her get ready for Sunday night, or even, I ain't gotten over Hank Williams. All my rowdy friends are here for Monday night. I didn't got past that. The Monday Night Football theme song has always been a treasure, So those are some of my greatest theme songs when it comes to sports that you knew the minute you hear it, you know where it came from. And that by itself is also what makes sporting events watchable. When you have an iconic theme song to it, yeah, that was Hank Williams Jr. That was Hank Williams Jr. that did that. But I was always a fan of Heavy Action. I think that's the name of the Monday Night Football song. And that is what I look forward to seeing. It's all part of the TV sports experience. And as you've seen, especially over the last 50 plus years, how iconic, how these themes have been a part of our history, a part of nostalgia. Um, it's always something that you can catch when you're watching the game. NFL on Fox is always will be a big thing, right? Because of its opening theme song, and that having NBC back with pro basketball again is everything. And no disrespect to Big Three, because Big Three does an amazing job themselves with their 3-on-3 style of basketball, but it's always been about network NBA basketball. I get it. ABC is doing it right now, um, with their thing, with the Sunday showcase, and of course the Saturday night showcase that they're doing. I wonder what that's like. I'm really curious on what this looks like for NBC. So we're gonna have a network game. That's a given. And I think um it's just how many nights are we gonna get for pro basketball. And then about Peacock, what's going on, Amanda? Um that's what I'm curious about. I'm curious about seeing what 2025. I know I don't want to rush it because we got one more year of Inside the NBA, which is probably going to go down as one of the best studio shows of all time, even greater than, in my opinion, the NFL on Fox. Their pregame show. I've always felt like Ernie has known how to handle those three guys, and that, of course, that evolved too. It used to be just it used to be Kenny and EJ, and then Charles got in, and then Shaq got in, and I always thought that had been a perfect mix. And to everyone that has been a part of the Turner Sports uh, uh, of that particular show, man, y'all had created magic for over 30 years, and it all good things got to come to an end at times, and I hate saying that, when you're watching your favorite shows, when you're watching your favorite scripted programming, and you either hear about a series finale or they get canceled, and you don't know nothing about it until you either read it somewhere online or you hear about it from friends on social media. When you hear that type of stuff, it's like, dang, I was really a fan of that show. But like they do, all good things got to come to an end. And after 30 plus years inside the NBA, is going to make its last. It's going to make its last trip. And so I'm looking forward to catching that all season long next year. And man, if you ever get a chance, check out the deal that they were able to make. They're going to take pretty much whatever TNT had, and that's going to be part of NBC and Peacock. Now, the question is, they always have had a cable game with TNT, and all the games were cable. What does that mean for cable? On this case, I think USA Network is back in play because Raw's moving to Netflix. They're going to need something on Monday nights. Does the NBA make its way on USA? And for those that are historians like myself that check in, the NBA used to be on the USA Network. Yeah, Denzel, I get it. That was fun. That was fun, but I don't know anymore, man. It's like I don't see how that's not gonna be a thing anymore. But it's gonna be interesting. Again, I don't really think we're gonna get inside the NBA. They're gonna have what's called basketball night in America, similar to Sunday Night Football's football night in America. That's what that's gonna be. It's not gonna be inside. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere close to inside the NBA. And if Shaq does leave, I think ESPN is in his future. Because I knew Vince. Vince used to do some stuff over at Turner, right? And he had fun with that. Jamal Crawford did some things over at Turner. Candace Parker. What does that mean for Adam Lefkoe? Did Adam Lefkoe make his way towards NBC if they give him a good amount of money? That he could be like the Ernie Johnson of the group. Because like I said, I don't see Ernie leaving. I don't see Kenny leaving. Charles is, of course, retiring. So Barkley's done after this upcoming season. And I think Shaq is moving to ABC, doing ABC ESPN stuff. I really can see that. I want to see him and Kendrick go back and forth. Because, I mean, you think about it, and then who's going to be the lead analyst now that JJ Redick is the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers for ESPN side? That job is up for grabs. And I dare another person come to me and say that Chris Webber, I'd rather hear Chris Webber than hear Mike Tirico's voice. Yeah, I'm coming after y'all, those in GSPN. I love y'all too. And we don't need no fences over at Camp 8, boss. But that's my thing, man. Like, y'all getting crazy with this stuff, man. Like, Chris Webber is gone, and I just hope Reggie Miller stays at Turner because I don't need to hear his voice when he does pro basketball anymore. Please, please. Leave him over there. You do the college games and stuff. You don't need to be doing anything with NBC anymore. I'm done with him, man. It'll be the last season I get to hear him do pro basketball until they're gonna mess around and they're gonna watch this show. So you know what? We should get Reggie Miller for NBC too. You know, he was a fixture on NBC for a lot of years. So why not bring him back? And I'm big mouth and open it up. And before you know it, y'all gonna be laughing at me talking about some you should have never said it, never manifested. Now he over on NBC now. But all right, we're gonna take one more time out before we get out of here for this Friday edition. I gotta talk some NFL, UFL type of stuff. I don't talk about it normally, but I want to discuss this one because it's pretty big, and yeah, I want to get y'all thoughts on it too because it's gonna be pretty major. All right, so we're gonna take one more time out. Fuel Sports Network, fuelsportsnetwork.com. We'll be right back.
Forget the money and fame. Stay ready, making sure that they'll remember my name. I got a hunger inside when the numbers are tied. Yo, I'ma turn it up a level, never will be denied.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
Back on this edition of the A Train Show, the A Train, Arlington Lane, folks. Hey, we are literally less than a week. We are literally less than a week, folks. You know why? I'll tell you why. This is why. Woo! That's why. We are literally less than a week away till NFL is back, and man, about to be a time, ladies and gentlemen. It is about to be a time. Texans and Bears from the Hall of Fame game, Canton, Ohio. And if you see that image right there, I'm looking forward to seeing some action with Caleb Williams is the main thing, of course, but CJ Stroud, me being a Texans fan, I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit of action with him and how they're going to come up this upcoming season. If you do, folks, I need y'all to follow. If you want some good, no, not good, great Houston Texans coverage, you need to follow Big Sarge Sports with a Z. Big Sarge Sports with a Z on Twitter, because he's going to give it. He got his YouTube channel as well, but he is a guy that's going to give you great insight on what's going on with the Houston Texans, especially what's going on currently right now with them in training camp. And he's a damn good follow. I don't care what you think, but those that are against him. But I am more than intrigued to see that matchup, because they're going to it's going to happen again in week 2. From Houston, it's their, I think it's going to be their first Sunday night game. I don't think it's in their history, but I think it's going to be the first time. I think it's going to be the first time in a long time that they get the NBC Sunday night game of the week against the Bears, and you got that potential matchup right there with Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud. Me personally, I'm trying to get to week 1 game against Indianapolis, and they're facing off against the Houston Texans. So definitely looking forward to that one. And the other big news that came out was Michael Badgley of the Detroit Lions got injured. Now he's out for the season. And that we were talking about different kickers. Those that check out the X-Fan show, can't believe it. But here it is. This is from Ian Rappaport. Stop that and then show you this one. Boom, there it is. Announced that Michael Badgley suffered a severe injury getting ready for practice, is now out for the season. All right, so and that now opens the door, in a way of speaking. That opens the door for, if you have been following, the season this year, that opens the door for that guy, Jake Bates, UFL kicker. Lions signed him to a 2-3 year deal. And as you can see there, it says Jake Bates reportedly had a great practice, perfect 6 for 6, including 2 from beyond 50 that cleared east. Where do they practice? That's what I want to know. I want to know where Detroit practice. They practice indoors or outdoors. I need to know. I need answers on this. Lions. Let's look at it now. Oh, okay, all right. So they practice in Allen Park, Michigan. So that's indoors. So he's perfect indoors. He don't miss indoors. He got one of the best legs. But what's gonna happen when he gets outdoors? What's gonna happen then? And he's missed some bad kicks. What they say they practice outdoor. From what I got here, okay, they do practice outdoors. Okay, I know their training camp is. It says here Dearborn, Michigan. But if he's wilding outside, say practice outdoor. If they wilding outside, if he's doing this outside, it's gonna be interesting to see what he does that when he gets to the season. And what was that? Brandon Aubrey for the Dallas Cowboys. He did his thing with the Birmingham Stallions last year, and didn't miss a kick. And same can be said for him in the NFL. He hasn't missed a field goal yet. I know that's putting a lot of pressure on him to do the same thing again, but still, he's showing out. And this could be the case here. If Jake Bates hits outdoor kicks, like if he don't buckle under pressure, that guy, that's gonna be somebody. He's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. And Dan Campbell better be damn sure to start going for 3 when he needs it. He's gonna get it. He may not was able to get it with Badgley. He's talking about, I will do this again. If you don't use this guy and he's able to make the kick, use him. Because you literally were a play away from the Super Bowl and you ruined it just because you didn't use a kicker. And you could have. You decide you want to go for it. If he can cook under pressure, he could mess around. If he makes the team, I'm putting my bet on him for Rookie of the Year. That the Lions live on 4th down. If he makes the team, I'm putting the bet out that he's gonna win Rookie of the Year. Because I think he's gonna get 100 points, 150 plus points this season in the upcoming season. I'm putting that out there right now on this show. Speculation. If you're a bet man, but he has to make the team first. He has to make the team and be the starting kicker. Okay, I'm letting y'all know now. If he is the starting kicker for the Detroit Lions, I'm putting my bet out there that he's gonna win NFL Rookie of the Year over Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and they can have monstrous stats. But if he making clutch kicks at certain points, because he look like he can break Justin Tucker's NFL record. The only thing that I'm worried about is him outdoors. That's it. Only thing I'm worried about is him making kicks outdoors. If he can handle that, he got it made in the shade. Like the Lions would have found a gem for their NFL season, and possibly a guy that can get him over the hump and not have to have Dan Campbell sit there and say, I'm going for it on 4th down all the time. Listen, I understand they live on 4th downs, but it's like, dude, this is an opportunity where your defense can handle these types of situations. You ain't got to be the one to do it all the time. All right, that's that with Jake Bates, but I want to make sure I got that in. All right, I want to definitely thank everybody for tuning in to this edition of the A-Train Show. And on Monday, we back at it again, noon Central, and then hopefully we'll get the good Reverend Doctor to come back and get you ready for SummerSlam. I know Friday for sure is going to be the big one. So tune in right here on FuelSportsNetwork.com. Make sure that you go find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and you can always go online at FuelSportsNetwork.com once again. All right, we got some great things coming up, Olympic stuff. We're getting that together now so that way you can tune in and you can find out everything that's going on with the Olympics, okay? All right, there's the bell. I'm hearing it now, so I'll see y'all next time for another edition of the A-Train Show. Stop ringing.